Oh, hello everyone. Although I don't think anyone's here yet. But today is day 7, I believe, of live streaming the development of this transcript-based transcript-based audio editor in visited a plugin to do this. So I thought that today. Okay, well, actually, let me recap here. Hello, Anya. Welcome back. And it's you and me and Wombat for the moment. I hope that my volume is okay. I found out that Pabu Control had it up at I don't know, 60% or something like that. So maybe that was why it was lower. I don't know how it goes down there, but anyway. So we got the thing fixed yesterday. At least it seems like it did. It seems like we had actually the audio is being culled, the low volume audio, and so we are. I ran the nice transcribing tool yesterday, and so this is what it looks like. It's just running Whisper X with the base model and whatever parameters, highlight words true and diarize. And so I ran on both the individual .wav files for me and Mike, and so now here we've got in here the transcripts of each. Now I haven't looked at these. I mean, I've looked at them cursorily, but I haven't really looked at these since yesterday. But the goal today is going to be to make a script to interleave these transcripts into one transcript that we can then edit. So it's kind of like getting back to where we were a couple of days ago, except for hopefully with a actually functioning or workable transcript. So that's the main goal for today. If we actually wind up getting there pretty quickly, which shouldn't be too hard, then I'm going to wind up going back to some of these other things here. I think that, if we could actually do this basic editing here so that we can split things up and mark certain sections as we cut, then that should be pretty straightforward, and that would be a long way towards getting us to actually having an editor. So yes, I did this for Mag. I'm calling it Mag Matter, I think, instead of Mag Element. But yeah, this is our next episode. The one that Anya actually is the one that you and I looked at last night. So we've already you and I have looked at this and done a cursory edit of it, but I want to use this as a thing to edit. Basically, we went through and cleaned it up to a first degree, but I still need to edit it for content. I still want to do things like figure out what the various areas are that I could use and collapse them and try to figure out how much time we have in total of workable content, and then how much time we're aiming for, and see if I'm supposed to pull off 5 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever. I just want to use vdaw as a data tool on this transcript. That's kind of the goal. So, okay. So let's get started here. I think today it's just me and you for the moment, although it's only been a few minutes, so let's see. So let's start with making this little script. I'm going to make so we're going to make a standalone script that's going to parse this JSON. I can load this JSON up that we had before. It's the same exact JSON format that we had, and I can load it in the transcript actually with the transcript plugin, but it's only going to have one side of it. Although interestingly, well, wait a second here. This might not be all great. Like I said, I haven't looked at this. Let's play and see what we've got. I can't hear anything. It's interesting. Huh. Okay. No, this has none of this is a raw transcript from Whisper and does not have any of our edits that we made. And so we're kind of doing these things in parallel here. We're using this transcript as a straw man, but like a test for the editor, but we're also going to do the editing manually because we actually want to continue making progress on the podcast separate from this edit. This editor is a long-term goal instead of a short-term goal. So I was just trying to play this here, and for whatever reason, it's not showing up. Output playback. And let me ask Anya, when I played this, could you hear it? Can you hear anything in that? I can hear it very, very dimly. Huh. Yeah, so there's a chance that there's actually nothing, or it's very, very low in here. No, I can't hear it either, so I'd be surprised. And actually, if I look on the audio output capture bar here, there's nothing showing up, so it's not even like doing a little bit of something. So why would that be? So it's playing. It's supposed to be playing. It's always something, isn't it? So that's that. Output devices, recording. Yeah, I can hear it just dimly. So there's I guess there's a chance that it's actually working, but the audio is so quiet because of the filter I ran on it. But then, I mean, if I can't even hear it, I don't know why it's being able to transcribe it. Gosh. Let me try playing anything else here and seeing if I can't. First of all, do you see anything in there? No. Okay. So that worked. Let me try playing over here. Huh. Okay. I'm guessing you can hear this, right? Huh. Okay, well I can hear a little bit more there, but it's pretty low. But I mean, it might very well be. Wait, I'm sorry, Anya, you couldn't hear it even when I played the original audio, because I was definitely hearing that. This here. It is doing the output here.
Hey Mike, how's it going? You get the hang of Magnum?
Okay, so you can hear it.
Well, to be honest.
Sorry about that. Jeez. Okay.
That you keep.
Yeah, so that's super loud now. Well, that's the point, is that this is Mike's audio, and so me hearing my voice should be actually not super faint, it should be completely absent. That was the point of what we were doing yesterday. And playing Mike's audio should be normal volume, but it's like super loud, right? Ratchet it up super loud or something? That's not great. Huh. Okay, well, here we are. So I'm at least gonna have to figure out. Let me try running it with mine here. Hopefully this isn't too loud again.
Let's try it. Are we recording?
Okay, so my audio was working fine. Let's see here. MPEG. This is all that I did. I basically produced Mike's audio with this A gate equals without any parameters. And that's the MP3 that came out. And so that's interesting that my audio would sound at least okay, but Mike's audio is way too loud? Huh. Interesting. Well, we may have to play with some things here again. Maybe this is where we are actually gonna So I said my goal was to interleave these transcripts because I thought that they were going to be going okay, but maybe not. But you know what though? Maybe I should write that transcript interleaver now, and then we'll see exactly how it's broken. But this is not gonna, it's not gonna be obsolete. We're gonna need this regardless, no matter what we're doing, if we're gonna do this dual transcript thing here. So, and it really shouldn't be that big of a deal. So let me just do it. And see. So yeah, let's do it. So let's write this script. Data experimental. Actually, it's not. This is actually my own little trend. Not visiting. This is. Let's see here. Not in. I'm gonna put it in. This is going to be a transcript merge transcript, I guess. Merge transcripts. Okay. So we have this loader. I'm going to wind up using just this loader here. It's very simple code, but we're going to load it, and we're going to grab the side here. So we're going to pass it multiple transcripts. We're going to load each one. We're going to go through them, sort the timestamps, probably by start, I guess, and then I'll put them back in the exact same place. So let's see here. We're just going to raise, or we're going to erase it. JSON for FN and okay, so let's put Yuka speakers here. Let's keep this like this for a moment. Word get speaker, yep. Place, no. Oh, I see. Because I'll just make this be a base transcript. I don't have to do anything. So we're gonna have a list of all words. And this is for every file name. We're gonna do that. And then we're gonna sort. Sort. And the key is going to be the word get start, I think. And then we're going to put all those words into a single word segments. Words. And okay. So let's try this on these two. They're structurally correct, so this should work on these scripts, even if the actual transcribing is off. So let's do merge transcripts with two JSON files. Oh, sure. Okay, so that's that. Let's see if we just dump out a transcript here and see what happens. Okay. I'm going to add the original file here as a word image file source. And then we're going to add a column into the transcribe this thing here, which is going to be the source. I can make it hidden. I'll make it hidden eventually. There we go. Okay, that seems legit. Now let's find out if it's getting mic correct here. Okay. Well solved, to be honest. Does this work? Oh, because we don't have actually, it's not named correctly, but that's fine. Okay, this might be tolerable here. I gotta get the, we're gonna rename it here. I gotta get the original audio P3 to here, and we're gonna move this transcript to dot transcript. Sure. Okay, so now if I play it, let's find out. I'm getting the right stuff here. Oh, I turned off syncing. No, I didn't turn it off. I didn't turn off syncing. Self is not VD sheet 0. I mean, it is moving. It just doesn't go past the bottom. I think what's happening is this check cursor has to happen afterwards. So it's actually, okay. If pause, not pause, and, I really don't like Python syntax because you can't put comments on things. Kind of hate it, but let's try it. Is. Huh. Okay, so this was an issue that I had where if it takes, if the next word, basically syncing is broken in the case of the next word happening too fast. So I'm going to punt on that for the moment. I don't feel like dealing with that. I'm going to write it down though. I think I maybe, yeah, I had that right up here. I'm going to go +1 on that. Every time I see it, I'll add a +1 to it. And I can at least do an end runner on that by using my combining stuff. Now, as long as it's like 90 or 95%, no, Anya, it's when, because these are individual word segments, it's like every word is, I don't know, 100 milliseconds, let's say. And so it winds up playing the word and skipping to not just the next word, but the word after it. And the word after it, it's going 2 words at the same time, effectively. Basically, here's this check cursor. This is how it's actually doing it. When we're calling check cursor, which is at the end of every draw cycle, then it's going to advance the cursor row if it was already on this current cursor row. Are you missing? Are you not hearing me? Is the black for me or? Well, anyway, what I was trying to say was that this is kind of a hack here to advance the cursor if we're currently, basically if the very next row is where we're at, then it'll advance the cursor to it. But if we're already beyond that, then it loses sync and won't keep going. We don't have a hard sync, we have a soft sync. Basically, if you move your cursor off of the row, and so I could like check the next 1, 2, or 3 rows. I don't know. I'm not gonna. I feel like this is a degenerate case here. Most people won't be editing the transcript on a word by word basis. They're gonna do exactly this thing here and play it like this. So it's not quite right. Oh. Okay, so it's going there, it's fine. And I'm sorry you can't hear this. This is very dim for me too, and I don't know why. So this was playing fine for us. And I don't think I changed that. Yeah, this is from a week ago. So why is the volume really off here? That's loud, but nothing else should be mattering. I'll put this over here. Why is it so quiet? So I may wind up normalizing this. Let's play around with loud norm. Now I could either, I'm just going to do it on the FFmpeg command line here. We're going to do it with that exact audio, or I think loud norm is the answer. Okay, so this actually may take, that was 3 seconds per minute, so on the order of 3 minutes or so. Okay, that's a bit of a time here. Because I don't know, I want to have the audio sound okay, or sound audible anyway. So it might be that I have to reduce the volume for the transcript and then normalize the volume just to do the editing. That's fine though. So yeah, I think that our script to interleave the transcripts did work to a first degree, and now I'm not. This is the open question: is this transcript noticeably better than the original transcript? I think already it seems like it is, but is it over some 80 or 90% lines that we can feel like we are editing and making progress with editing? Because that's the thing. The main goal here is to decrease the gap between, is to close the loop. I want to be editing something kind of genuinely so that I can see the actual process of editing it, feel it, and try to remove the edges, the rough spots, the coarsenesses around it. And so I need to have a transcript that I feel like I'm actually making progress with. I'm not doing this in the blind. I don't want to do this just to do it. I mean, I can't. I need to have an actual process that I'm grooming. So that's the game. That's the goal. So I'm going to clean up my to-do list while I'm waiting for this here. So loud norm filter, comment filter. I guess I don't need those at the moment. We're just going to, we've kind of made our little plug-in, play around with some things. It's fine. I don't know that I'll add this as like a later on, this is improve, expand. And filters. Expand. I'm very curious if this loud norm just works. It'd be nice if it did. Do that script and leave it. That's fine. And I need to get that checked into my dot files. And we have, I think, a better transcript. So that's good. I don't know about these weirdnesses. I'll have to investigate those later. I'll put those at the bottom of my list here. I could investigate, for the moment, how do we do a multi-line for all lines at once. That was a feature we had in vdaw. That's how it worked for quite a long time. And we changed it because it looks nicer like it is, but I think for this exact application, I want to make it be multi-line for everybody here. So let's see, multi-line. Actually, maybe it's. Disp multi-line focus equals false. Oh, there it is. It's false. I mean, even setting it, which is not good. So, okay, let's go back over here. Not quite done yet. vdaw. And so now if I do the... Oh, wait a second. Oh, I'm pressing open paren and it's removing lines. That's busted. So I need to make sure that if there's not, okay, that's at least a good bug to fix here. So this is the, at least I was pressing the wrong one. I was pressing open paren and it's backwards. It should be closed paren, it's the one. And so I need to make sure that it's not going to remove a row if there's no base rows. Okay, so that'll be that, and then I will do it the wrong way, fine, and then, yep, now we close it up, and now here we are, and then I can do this, and this is why we have the disp line multi-line, or disp multi-line focus here, because this is unnecessary, but maybe it's, okay, well, it's fine, I figured it out. So disp multi-line focus is the answer. Okay. You may have to clarify, Anya, what you mean by absolutely, or which thing you were referring to with absolutely. Oh, that's a habit that I need to get out of. It's just like scrolling through my virtual windows to my email and things. It's a focus destroyer, and that's part of the reason that I'm here on this live stream is to kind of maintain my focus. But it's interesting that as I am being more casual with it, in part because I've done it before, and in part because it's only Anya here at the moment, I fall back on old habits. But I need to get out of that because it's important to stay focused even if I'm waiting on something, and it's also important not to scroll to my email while I'm on live stream. Okay, here we are. Let's try looking at this now.
Let's try it. Are we recording? We are. Okay.
That's pretty loud.
So, hello.
But
welcome to Mag World, where we like to ask big questions, make 100, 4,
Mag 5,
yeah.
1,
okay.
5 zeros.
Well, you can hear it. That's adequately loud, I think. In fact, if anything's too loud, but I guess it's normalized, so there we go. I will throttle it down a little bit here so that we can, it'll be my voice, my spoken voice here should be a little louder, I think, than the actual content.
Let's try it. Are we recording?
I'll move this back
We are.
down. Oh, I see.
Hello.
Okay.
Welcome to MagWorld.
I can throttle it down here. Interesting. Okay, let me go back over there. And change the volume on the thing here. Let's see. Oh, I need to move. Okay, so now let's try this.
All the math you need to know to start learning about MagWorld. Just remember that every order of magnitude isn't big. Because as we say in MagWorld,
Wow,
quantity
why is it
quality, all of its own.
warbling?
If you want to
like
learn
that?
more about MagWorld, come visit our website at magworld.tw. I'm Saul Ponson, your guide to MagWorld, and I'm here with my friend Mike, who's been around.
You know, that's
How's it go?
interesting. It's warbling and it's hearable, but not very pleasant to listen to, in my opinion anyway. So let me see about this. I don't know, this is probably not the right angle on this. Well, I'm just going to do it. We're going to look for the loud norm. And then I'm going to try playing with it with the original audio and seeing if I can... Oh boy, there's a lot of options here. Okay, so maybe I do wind up making the loud norm addition to here. And yeah. Interesting, maybe I do that. You know, let me close this loop. I did say I was going to do it, and now I'm literally wanting to play around with the loud norm parameters. So I'm just going to go ahead and add it. Shouldn't take too long. And then I can play around later with the actual transcript and see if I can't. And yeah, a couple of different things. Play around with the loud norm filter, play around with the actual transcript, see how I can improve it. Okay, so let's go down to filters that we add. The one filter we have so far. This is the A gate. We're going to add now the loud norm. And the parameters are, and the parameters are. Well, that's great. Good job, guys. LRA, TP, true peak, measured I, measured RA, measured TP, measured fresh. Ideally, there's so many different filters that I would like to do this more automatically. For these first few, I think it's actually useful for me to do it by hand so I get like a sense of what things are. Both this individual filter that I want to be using for my needs and also the process of creating these. I don't know. I'm sure it's a waste of time, but I'm like that. Okay, so that's that. Let's see here. Let's add the, excuse me, let's add the loud norm equals okay, so I'm looking at that. Okay, and now we're going to add the options, their help strings. Come on, once more. So let's do this. Integrated loudness target. Loudness range target. Maximum true peak. Let's see, what is it saying about here? Dynamic and linear normalization modes. Single pass. Double pass modes. I think it might be double pass. Let's see, where does that set that? You know, it might be that I did the loud normalization on a file with, with left and right speakers. If it was remixed to be one single mono, then it might not have that warbling. Huh. Huh. Multi-channel input files not affected. Okay. Print format. Options are summary. Well, the option that I want here is not here. Maybe that I just need to. Okay, I'm going to ask Claude, not AIU. We're going to okay, what am I doing here? I want to how do I mix an MP3 with FFX so the two channels are independently combined with loudness normalization applied to each? It's not though. Okay, so basically got to do it mono first and then normalize each mono file. I really wonder. How do I do? So I don't need to split the file. I have the individual things, but the problem is that I have that leakage in there, and I don't want to normalize it based on the leakage, I don't think. Huh. Okay, so let's see about this. If I analyze, I'm doing this by hand now. I analyze it. Audio. And dash F null. How long is this going to take here? Oh. So this is actually still going to take a minute. Curious how this is. Is this going to normalize it? I think this two-step process is going to normalize it whole file. So it'll make the previous loudest now be actually loud, or as loud as we want it to be, and then, but it's not going to rescale every moment. It'll just, so hopefully this is still reasonable. I guess we'll find out. Add the other parameters in here. What's LRA? I guess this is probably just audio stuff that I should just know. Okay, so then I want linear equals, oh, true, okay, well. So this actually, adding this other filter may not be actually all that useful here. I'm not really experimenting with options after all. That's kind of not necessary, isn't it? Okay, so now we have to add these values in here. True, false, true. Gains, that's in decibels, so. Not quite right, but. Anyway, we're done here, and so here's the values. Okay, so now we're going to set these all measured I equals the input I. What do we use? Let's see, what does Claude say here? Okay, measure I is input I. Excuse me so much. Okay, measured i's, input I. I'm going to copy these by hand. Measured TP equals negative 10.96. Measured LRA equals 20.40. Measured thresh. Measured thresh. Okay, so I set all those things in there. Now and then I set the target LRA, and well, I guess that's probably, I'm just gonna leave it for the moment. Let's see what happens if we set this to go to vdaw 16 man norm. Oh, this is just Mike though. This is actually Mike norm. Oh, linear is true. Okay, that's fine. So now hopefully Mike's output will be scaled up. And this, maybe this is actually, I should be setting this parameter on the, I mean, I could be doing this all as part of that script to convert the input wave files, sorry, to do this A gate and then loud normalization. Maybe it's, I don't know. Between the two of them though, I do them both, get the transcript, and then combine them so that it is normalized with some of the trash taken out. Maybe it doesn't have to take the trash out because they actually are, we're just mixing them together. Okay, well anyway, if this is fine as it is, then there's no okay. I'm just gonna leave it, and as long as it runs, I'll leave it half implemented. Okay, well, fix that. Oh boy, that'll be a fun script to write when we finally have figured out all the different pieces of it. The thing that you just set it running with the audio and it just runs for 3 hours and outputs the new MP3 file with the transcript. Oh, I can dream. I'm looking at this, the to-do list right this moment here, and thinking about this item here. Oh, here we are, done. Okay, let's try playing it and seeing what happens.
Let's try it. Are we recording? We are. Okay. And so they one, for instance, and that is we're going to be doing. No, you want more?
No, that's acceptable.
Yeah.
But I kind of want comments and to tell me what you should do for me.
I guess that's fine. Yeah, I'll have to play with this offline, I think. I want to be... Yeah. Okay, anyway. Where are we? We are going to try this out and see if I can actually... Oh, I guess it doesn't actually load yet. I mean, it's not closed. Sure is closed. Ticked. That's not closed. Line 69, huh? Oh, this one is not closed. Okay. Right you are. Didn't know the defaults. Okay. So if we are to close this up. Oh! Okay, here we are. So this is the transcript interleave. We've got multiple lift it, and it is in both. Yeesh. But it's notice it's different speakers. The source isn't even here. How do we copy? I copied the source into here. Source. There it is. Why? Oh, there it is. Oh. Huh. Oh, when I. Oh, I see. When I load it up. I roll it up, I lose the source, which is kind of okay, but it was highlighting exactly that. So we're going to try setting this. We're going to be like, let's do this. All the speaker zeros are Sol. So Sol, mic. What was that? Quantity bump. Okay, I guess I've got an extra command that's not like yeah, let's get that. Okay. And I've done that. And so now I want to see if or where expand call. So this is going to be, I'm just going to start this again. Okay, so this is going to be source speaker. Sure. Okay, and now we're going to do where source speaker is not equal speaker. Okay, that's minor. Oh. Okay. Well, you know, maybe I just use the actual source. So I was playing it in the first place. Everything that you can hear in the one file is the person whose mic it was on. So let's do that. I don't actually, then I wouldn't need speaker diarization in Whisper, which actually that's the thing that seems to take the longest. So that'd be kind of nice to be able to turn that off. So we're going to use source speaker instead of speaker for now. And call that speaker. And so when I rolled it up, and combine selected, it was based on speaker, right? Yeah, it's not a speaker. Maybe it should be, I mean, possibly I should be changing this. Should this be use key calls instead? And then we can arbitrarily specify which column is the speaker column to roll up by. But, oh, I see, this is actually wrong because it'll use the row speaker instead of the column named speaker. So we're actually going to key calls, or key rather. Let's see here. So sheets key kind of like key calls, but it's, what was it? Row key, there we go. Yeah, the row key for the row. And it's going to be row key, new row does not equal row key var. So I do want to make it easier to pull out this name here. I guess I can just do off. Boom. GS. Wow. So the closing also has a problem. And it's just eating these things up, so that's not right. Oh, row key's not right. Oh, that's not right. Derp. Oh, and then I want to keep. Oh, that's a little bit of a pain. Okay. Right. I need to set the speaker equal to the row key. First one, which is not great, but it'll get us past this point here. Okay. Okay, so aside from the fact that that went away, actually there's a speaker, and the speaker is fine now. Oh, it didn't actually expand it. Oh, I see, it did expand it. No, it didn't expand it. What? Why didn't it compress the things? Because oh, I guess you can't compare, you can compare tuples like this though. Oh, I see. I have to set the old speaker. Okay. Or new speaker is not equal. Actually, we're going to make the speaker equals row key 0. Will that work? Free, Anya. So I'm making it so that the speaker is not a field in the row, but the key column. Now I'm thinking about it, maybe this is actually not a great idea. I mean, it'll be fine, but it's a lot of runaround. If I just had the transcript interleaver pull out the speaker itself and put it in the right place, then I wouldn't have this issue. So let me try that separately from here, because this was working. And I don't like it being so hard-coded, but it's easier to fix it this way here. Merge transcripts. So now we're going to set the speaker. Oh, we actually are. Okay, I'm not using the speakers, but we're going to set the source the source of the file name, and then we're going to pull out the name, and I'm just going to set the speaker. Cool. So now we're going to do the same thing here. Let's see about this. Path FN. Path stem split hyphen -1. This is very much dependent on my own thing, but that's what we're doing. That's what I have here. So, okay, let's run the merge transcripts to this. It's not that. It's start at JSON to transcripts. Okay, now let's try this. Okay, so there's source, and we can put that out now. And let's see, we've got, okay, that's legit. Let's try collapsing them. Oof, okay, well. Okay, we're gonna just try going through the editing thing right this second here.
Let's try it. Are we recording? We are. Okay. So, hello. Welcome to MagWorld, where we like to ask big questions, make wild guesstimates, and quantify literally everything on a magnitude scale. If you're new here, you should know that on a magnitude scale, every mag 1 means times 10. So 100 is mag 2, and 1,000 is mag 3, and 100 times 1,000 is mag 2 times mag 3. And you just add them together. You get mag 5, which is 100,000. That's really all the math you need to know to start learning about MagWorld. Just remember that every order of magnitude is a big number, because as we say in MagWorld, quantity has a quality all of its own. If you want to learn more about MagWorld, come visit our website at magworld.tw. I'm Saul Ponson, your guide to MagWorld, and I'm here with my friend Mike, who's been around. Hey Mike, how's it going? You getting the hang of magworld.tw. I'm Saul Ponson, your guide to MagWorld, and I'm here with my friend Mike, who's been around. Hey Mike, how's it going? You getting the hang of MagWorld yet?
Well, Saul, to be honest, it does make some sense, but I could use a little bit of a refresher. I know that you keep saying mag 5 or mag 9 or whatever. Can you explain what that means?
Okay, so for any actual number you come across in the world, its mag number is just the number of digits in the number final.
Okay. I remember that it's like figures, so 6 figures.
Right, except the mag level is 1 less than the number.
six-figure salary.
Right, except the mag level is one less than the number of figures. So a six-figure salary is mag 5.
$100,000.
Okay, this is a little awkward. I don't know why it's showing us this stuff. Is mag 5. Okay, so it's, I think it was still picking up his, or it is still picking up his dialogue from my audio. Like, no matter how low it is, it's kind of still available.
$100,000 is mag 5, 1, 5 zeros.
Right.
That makes sense.
So a six-figure salary is mag 5.
$100,000 is mag 5, 1, 5 zeros.
Right.
That makes sense. $100,000 is mag 5, 1, 5 zeros.
Okay, so this is just wrong. If I do that, if I actually say,
$100,000 is
huh,
5,
so it knows that that first little section there is not, but I see, or I kind of see. Okay.
$100,000 is mag 5, 1, 5 zeros.
Right.
That makes sense. Sounds like it's a ballpark estimate. So within an order of magnitude, an order of 10.
Right. Whenever you're talking about something real, you ought to have an idea of the numbers involved.
Okay.
Well, it makes a real big difference if you're getting 3 to 4 bananas rather than 30 bananas.
Right. That's the first rule of mag world. Magnitude matters. And in fact, today's episode is Mag Matter, where we'll be talking about matter. Stuff. You can see it, touch it, lift it, throw it. So, let's get into it.
All right, let's do the math.
So, how do we measure matter? So, the main scale, you want to guess the main scale we measure matter in is?
Okay, so this is interesting. I'm getting into the flow of editing here a little bit, and I think it's not quite at the 80% mark. I'm having to edit too much, but it's getting closer for sure. And the fundamental tools of splitting, creating markers seems to work. What am I gonna do here? Well, I can save this off and actually continue on in a bit, which is great. I think I am gonna do the thing I was talking about at the start, and then we'll call it quits for today, or at least stop live streaming for today. We're going to mark certain sections as cut, as edits, being edited out. And I'll use, I think the X is a fine keystroke for that, and this is going to be cut line. And I'll add GX, or yeah, cut line, I guess it is. Cut audio at and then all we're going to do for that is add a we're going to add a column called cut, let's say, and this will just set a variable on in the dict saying to cut the whole thing. And so the thing is, we're getting a little bit of issue here with the expanding and collapsing, and so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to resolve that. But at the moment, though, we can still get by with this. So cut line, and I'm going to give it a cursor row. And that seems fine. See your cut lines. Excuse me. Okay, and so all this does is, cut equals true. And then we're going to have column here that is, we're going to cut it. And I don't know, should it be here? I'll make it be a tiny column at the end of this here. Cut, type equals bool, width equals 4. And that should be good. So I'm going to save this off. Yep. Oh dear. So I didn't test saving since I've done this here, so now I can't save stuff. Great. 420. Sheet source audio. Sheet MPV source audio now, I believe. Oh, great question, Anya. Where does the initial default of cut equals false get set? It doesn't. We're relying on the fact that if we use the adderdict, it turns out as null. In fact, this will be, even if you're not using adderdicts, it's the same thing. But yeah, the idea is that we're using, we're just relying on that there's null, and then if we cut something, here, let's select everything and collapse it. And I'm going to cut, well, let's do this here.
Let's try it. Are we recording? We are. Okay. So, hello.
Okay. And if I want to cut this top line here, I press X and it marks it as true. Exactly. Yes. Null is, or none is falsy. And so that's all. I might even change it to be X or 1. Doesn't matter. As long as it's anything but false or none or an empty string, it's going to be cut. So actually, let me change this cut here to 6. So I'm actually okay. And so that means that it won't, well, doesn't mean anything yet. All we did was set it. But at least now we have a place for it. If I save this off, hopefully this will work. Great. And then if I load it up again, there will be the cut, and we'll cut that bit. So the idea is, yeah, we're splitting up the thing, cutting the section, the areas that we don't want at all. And then, oh, that's what we're, okay, so let's look at the top of our file here. We've got the to-dos. Go. That's control G. Okay. So we're talking about doing some basic editing here. I added the cut column. Mark selected rows as cut. Okay, actually, I should add a GX here too. Cut line. And actually, cut rows. Let's do that. For rows, mark it as cut. I might want this to be an async thread because there's a lot of them, maybe. I don't know. Cut line, cut rows. It's not going to expand. It's going to do that. Cut rows, one of them, and then cut rows, cut selected rows, and it's going to be selected rows. And notably, it doesn't cut audio for selected rows. What was I going to say? Notably, it does not remove the rows. It just leaves them in, marks them as cut. And I'm not, yeah, that's fine. Actually, you know what we're going to do? That's what we'll do. Colorize them darker. This is going to be color cut, a color dot cut. And if it is row.cut of any kind, then marker cut. I actually think this should be, let's see here, open colors. It's going to be, I could use one of these cute little like 95 or something. I was thinking it was making me gray. 238, it's good enough. Okay, so there we go. So now we're going to basically have sections that are cut, and yeah, this is starting to look pretty reasonable. So, because what else was I doing? I colorized it. That's great. And mark select rows. Select rows from last marker. Oh, that's interesting. Right, I do want to do that. Okay, we're gonna do that later. We're gonna do saving the MD with markdown strike through for cut sections. So the idea is that we're not removing them from the transcript. We're not creating a clean transcript with everything cut removed. We're creating a transcript with the sections to remove marked as, well, with strike through. And we can mark them any way we want to. We can put stars, cut here, whatever we want. I'm just going to use strike through for the moment. And the idea is that this is what I'm going to hand to our editor and say, can we make the output look like this? So we're kind of like doing a manual transcript-based editing process by editing the audio here, constructing a transcript, and then using that as our backing thing. So we're going to, oh, this is good. This is actually already fine. Okay, so save MD with markdown strike through. So this is this XMD format, which I don't like that either, but I'll add it up here. Add little things to do, cleanups. Let's call them cleanups. Where are you? Cleanups. Also save any type. Yes, it will. Exactly. If whenever I edit the stuff in here, it'll save that as. Although we have a little bit of an issue, and this is the same thing with the expanded words, where if we make the edit in this top level text and then expand it versus expand it, then the edit won't persist in the lower level text. So yeah, that may just be how it has to be, and then we'll just either we'll make it so that expanding splits. I can't do that. So I don't know how to do that. How to keep expanding and compressing and keep edits flowing from one to the other. I'm not sure how we're going to pull that off, if we even need to. It might just be that we call expansion or contraction a lossy process. Like there's no continuity between those two, which is kind of fine. Like we're only having it so that you can recombine. You can uncombine so that you can do small edits to like the speaker, for instance, and then recombine. Although with this model that we have now, we're trying to make the initial transcript, be more pure in terms of who's speaking. And so I would actually prefer to fix that at the source, making the audio truly only have one speaker in it and not screwing it up. So I'm going to have to play around here offline afterwards with the Whisper model, and I think I'm going to remove the diarization, like I was saying. Yeah, let me move this over here. So first of all, I forgot the cleanup that I was going to add here. Well, I forgot what the cleanup I was going to do was. Transcript. We're going to remove diarization, rely on separate channels. Okay. So we're going to do the one thing left here, at least the one thing, which is saving the MD with strike through. So we have this, and now we're going to do if row.cut, then we wrap it in. First of all, this is actual line. And if row.cut, we're going to do line. That's just line equals. Okay, so now, did I save this already? Yeah. Nope. I have time with my calculator. So now if we save this as blah.xmd and then edit that, daw. Okay, so that didn't work because I have to actually do that. Fine. Okay. This is okay, but first there are a couple of different things here. One is I have to line equals line dot script. I don't want any of that new terminating space here. I also wanted this in hours, minutes, seconds. So why is that not? Yeah, I wanted that in hours, minutes, seconds. To HMS. Huh, I guess I just never fixed it. Time stir. And I can set this, I feel like an option at some point here. Okay. Oh, got to be. Save this XMD again. Okay, so then that's going to cut it out. The marker we will exclude. I think, oh, I see. If it is a marker, okay, that's what we're going to do. If row.marker, and we don't have any actual word there, so that's fine. But we're going to, if row.marker, we'll put a dot, dot, dot instead. Or a dash, dash, dash. Any cut markers? That makes no sense. And then I'll put plus row dot word markers, just in case. So XMD, yeah, boom. Really? If we're on speaker, you have marker. Wow. Okay, so there we go, simple sections. And yeah, I think that's reasonable. Save back with Markdown. And 4 markers. Oh, except for I don't want the words after. I guess I want, yeah, I guess I want some D. I'll just be like hash hash. Okay, good enough. Still gotta clean these things up. Okay, and then we're gonna go over here, and this is what it looks like. So there we go, brilliant. Okay, so I think that is reasonable for the moment. I'm gonna check this stuff in, and then be playing around with the transcript making process and hopefully helping that out again. So yeah, we got some basic editing here. Tomorrow, I'll be here at the same bat time, I think. Tomorrow is a special day. It is Visita's 9th birthday. So that's one of the reasons I was kind of working on this plugin is just to, I don't know, not as a birthday gift or anything, just to, it's like a fun little thing to do. So, but tomorrow we're going to finish out this basic editing thing. I think we're going to do this save text punch list for edits. Because I want to send the transcript to the editor. Like, this is what you should cut. But also I want to be like, here's the actual list of things to do. And that way he can just go on the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll probably even number them. And then the transcript is there as either a back, whatever he prefers, but we can provide both, and it's no big deal. It'll take us 10 minutes, if that, to make the punch list. And there we go, and we'll add the command to select rows. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and, and then this is, I'm gonna skip this for the moment. We're gonna put this in the other order. But the next thing, we're gonna make it so that the playback skips cut sections. That'll be the next hard thing that we're gonna do here. So if you cut out some bit and then you press play before that bit, it should wind up playing as though that bit was cut out. And that's going to be difficult because we're going to have to monitor the process. Maybe it won't be. I think maybe we can just add it. Oh geez, I think I just nervous typed myself on you. I think that I'm going to just go ahead and try this and see if I can't pull it off, because what I really think is that if we are on a section that is cut and we notice it, we're just going to move the row and start playback again. Like, just play audio from the next thing, which maybe we can just do. Like, maybe I don't have to even think about it too hard. I can just do that. So we're going to try that. We're going to, in check cursor, we're moving the row if what we're on is cut. While self-back cursor row. Oh, we have to clear the. Oh, that's interesting. While cut, bump it, and then. That will actually, if we're actually just tracking along, that might actually just work. And well, except we're going to have to actually say at the end here, basically, if it's not within the time, start playing it at the current row. Play audio. Yeah. Play audio with the row. I think I can just do this. Huh. So this is this is the hardest part. Is I want to let it keep playing if it's just naturally going on. But if we skipped anything, then okay. So if skipped cuts, and otherwise it's false. Okay, so now let's find out if this works.
Hello. Welcome to Mag World.
Whoa!
Where we like to ask.
Wait, what?
Hello.
Okay, so it auto started because it checked it, decided it was cut. Wow, okay, so if we're not paused, if not self.mtv.paused, and skip cuts. This has to be all inside here. I don't need that paused. I don't want to do anything if we're not paused. If we are paused. Okay. So that's fine. I'll play.
Hello.
Skips
Welcome
it.
to
That's great. Now we're going to go down to, I don't know. Okay. Really an easier section here. Oof, this doesn't look all that great, but okay, let's just do this. I want to get a real edit. That's what I'm doing. But I shouldn't even bother. Oh, and X needs to move down. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
More than 0.
More than 0. So first I'm going to say in a relative sense, copper to be more abundant than silver.
You know, to be honest, that kind of just works as it is. Like, it's not perfect, but it'll do the trick. And if I do a little bit of crossfade, I'm not sure if I can do that with MPV, but I think I can probably even just clean this up. So I think I just did the editing. The playback should skip cut sections bit, which was pretty minor. So I don't know. Let's just leave that for a moment and just see how it plays out. Anyway, that was what I wanted to do for today, was get a very simple editing process going with the previous transcript. I now have to go back tonight, I guess tonight, and screw around with the options for the transcript and the A gate and stuff like that. See if I can't do better. But yeah, I think we're well on our way. We'll see how we do for vda's birthday tomorrow. We might be you know what? If I can have a goal for tomorrow, it's to push the initial version of this DAW to the vdata repo. And it doesn't have to be a big deal. I'll just push it. But to have it be pushed in a state that is somewhat reasonable, and say, look, to a first degree, you can do some basic stuff with it. At least I can. So that's what my goal is for tomorrow. And for tonight, like I said, I'm going to go back and redo the transcript stuff a little bit more and see if I can't do a little better. Anyway, thank you for being here. For everybody who listens after the fact, and for Anya, I think she was the only one who came today, but that's great. Thanks, Anya, for the clapboard, and I will see you tomorrow. Cheers, Wombat. Good job today, Wombat. Yeah, I know. You did a really good job. See you tomorrow, Wombat.